Merry Christmas Eve, everyone, as we are now just hours away from unveiling the 73rd annual 2019 Montana East-West Shrine Game rosters. And of course, it's one of the great athletic traditions in the state of Montana. Christmas Day, Shrine Game rosters unveiled. And when we had a chance to catch up with some of the former players and the All-Stars that competed in this Shrine Game, what better gift to receive on Christmas morning than finding out you're one of the most prestigious football players in Montana.
I mean, that's one of the coolest gifts you can get as playing here in Montana and growing up playing football here. To be released into that category and play for the Shrine Game and play with some of the top guys in Montana, it was a great memory for me. I enjoyed it.
I mean, it's, you know, for the Butte kids, it's a big deal. Everybody's looking forward to it. I can remember, you know, Christmas Eve, the itch, staying up till 12:01, you know, just seeing if you made the roster. And when I did, it was really just a dream come true. Just, you know, waiting that whole day and then finding out at the end, the whole year really, you know, finding out at 12 that you made it, it's a good feeling.
You know, back then the internet wasn't too popular, so I remember I woke up nice and early and I went outside and grabbed the newspaper that used to be delivered to my parents' house, and I was extremely excited and honored to see my picture on the front of the sports page. So it was a cool experience and something I'll always remember.
You were even front page with the picture then.
Not front page of the sports page, yeah. So
I wasn't really aware of when they were going to release it. I found out Christmas morning from Devin Jeffries, who played over at Glacier, and he said, "Congrats on making the Shrine roster." And I'm like, "How in the world did you find out about that?" And he shared the link with me, and so it was kind of cool, that little interaction that, you know, we were going to be playing together in the Shrine Game.
Yeah, so actually I woke up on Christmas morning for the Shrine Game roster to find out I was an alternate. I didn't even for sure make it, and then I found out a couple guys, I think somebody withdrew, or at a later date found out that I made it. But nonetheless, when I did find out, it was awesome just because I knew some of the guys that had played in it previously, and ultimately like what it represented, and it was a tremendous honor.
You know, to be honest, I was actually very blindsided by making the team, which so it, you know, made it, you know, that much more special for me. I was actually up in Nebraska with some family up there, spending Christmas up there. Woke up to about 5 text messages saying congratulations, and you know, it truly was you know, it was the best gift you could really ask for as a senior in high school, a young man, making that next step and being able to play for a great cause. Coming out of Butte, you know. I truly know, you know, the tradition behind it and all the ones that came before us, and so it definitely was a great honor.
You were in an earlier time zone, and Montanans were finding out before you were. You were waking up to them finding out.
That was exactly it. So, you know, and like I said, I was so blindsided by it, and so to wake up to something like that, you know, made it that much more special to me.
Yeah, I didn't have a phone back then, and I wasn't great with emails or Messenger or MySpace at that point. But I just remember waking up, and my dad was reading the paper, and he had the sports page open, and there was the Shrine Game rosters, and you know, I saw myself on there, and I thought that was pretty neat. It's a special moment. You know, as a high school kid, you know, you think it's just, oh, you know, you had a good season, you had a good career, and you're getting selected for the Shrine Game. But looking back on it, man, it's pretty impactful, and you know, I know a lot of kids put a lot of time into their high school careers, and you know, being able to showcase their final talent on a stage like that, one of the longest standing football games in the history of the sport, it's pretty neat to see your name on those rosters.
Every summer, Montana's best football players collide in the annual Montana East-West Shrine Game, pitting those from the East against those from the West. And of course, we've seen plenty of great players, some all the way to the National Football League, suit up for that game. And when it comes down to remembering some of those favorite plays, the biggest hits, maybe the comebacks, or just bonding with the teammates, Shrine players past, it was all a good time.
Being down 28-0 at the end of the first quarter, you know, we ended up, our quarterback, Quinn McQuarrie, he ended up, you know, getting bounced into the rock wall at Naranche Stadium, and, you know, we almost had an all-out brawl with it, you know, just with the guys that we were close with, and, you know, it turned the tide of the game, and, you know, we ended up coming back, winning 31-28, and so, you know, it was, you know, our competitiveness came into play, but at the end of the day, you know, you're playing for a great cause.
Well, you know, Levi touched on it. You know, we're down 28 points, ended up coming back late, and a last-second interception was unbelievable. Really just the atmosphere. In the Rancho Stadium, being in Butte, getting to know these guys and you know, putting on a great game for everybody else and those kids in the stands was something that I'll always take away from that game.
Greatest memory I have from the Shrine, I mean, it's all locker rooms. You know, you get the game is fun, but I think we went down there for a week and a half or 2 weeks, and it's all in those dorms. We were in Butte, and it's all those memories that stay behind hidden doors.
Yeah, we had a pretty solid roster. It was pretty neat to have our high school, a good chunk of our high school staff coach us. It was a familiar offense for me that way, so it made things easier transition-wise. But you think of some of the guys that you play with there, and you know, I think 7 or 8 of them had opportunities in the NFL. A couple of them had some really good stints in the NFL. I don't know. My memories were just being able to. I always thought that Class A football, you know, we could only play Class A football, and but it was pretty nice to see. You're seeing some Class C kids come up and dominate the game. You know, we were able to see. You know, we were mixing it up with the AA kids too. So it was kind of fun to see all, you know, the intermixed talent, and you know, there's some kids that are in small areas that get to come out and shine, and that can mix it up with the best of them.
Well, you know, you show up day one, and there's a lot of kids that you know from around the state and you know of. But at the end of the week, you know, they become your good buddies, and I'm still good buddies with them to this day. My 4 best friends, there's a house of 5 here, and all from different schools, all from different towns, and lived together for 4 years. And the first thing we did when we moved into our house, we hang up our Shrine jerseys. And the last thing we did before we moved out, we took them down. So, you know, you build friendships for life, and it's really just a great experience for everyone who plays. It's a lot of fun, and you meet a lot of great people.
Is your jersey hanging wherever you're at now?
Yeah, it is. I don't live around here anymore, but it'll always be hanging wherever I'm at. It's something I'm very proud of, and you know, it's a lot of people really enjoy the experience and want to be able to play in the game, and to be able to wear that red was a dream come true.
Favorite memory was definitely winning the game. But just getting to know all the guys across the rest of the state, and just kind of, you know, to this day, you know, you stay in touch with some of those guys, creating different types of friendships, different relationships. It was a lot of fun.
You know, not specifically anything on the field, but just off the field, just getting to know all these guys and, you know, talk about where they're from, you know, what they did for, you know, for fun in these small towns. You know, I grew up in Butte, and there's a lot of things are different here in Butte than up on the High Line, so to speak.
Once again, 12:01 a.m., MontanaSports.com, the unveiling of the 73rd annual Montana East-West Shrine Game rosters. We'll have a little extra surprise for you posted there as well. Make sure and stay up late on Christmas Eve. Richie Melby, MTN Sports.